how'd you become interested in using storytelling as a tool for connection and community building?
Well, it was kind of an accident, Ian. Um, in the 90s, I worked at Princeton University. And as you probably can imagine, it's a very intellectual place. People are very in their mind, for better or for worse. But as a middle manager person of color, management would always invite me to this. Now it's a bad thing. DEI meetings. Anything about race, they would invite because I was the president of the Black Employees Association and a minor celebrity, in a campus full of major celebrities. Um, but in any event, and so I got really sick of these meetings because they were all just people just sharing their ideas about stuff. They were not action oriented. I talked to all my friends around campus, faculty members, um, maintenance worker friend of mine, people in human resources. I told them, look, I want to do something about this. I don't know what it's going to be, but I want to do something. And, I'd like your help. I invited them into a meeting and I invited them all to tell their stories. And it was like very, wow, it was like amazing experience. There was a guy who had a beard like you, except for he wasn't a person of color. But what I meant was that he grew up in the 60s and 70s and whatever, came of age during that time. That was his formative years. And now he had a daughter that was going to private school. And in the private school, it's like the brothers were acting up.
Hmm.
And he couldn't communicate, even though he had some maybe tangential, connection to the civil rights movement. How could you not if you were progressive during that time? He didn't have the vocabulary to talk with his daughter about this, so that's why he joined our little, it was called, at that time, it was called the diversity tables, which I've since renamed dialogue circles. In the process of doing that, I kind of realized that story was like the essential thing that was making this thing work, and it's so beautiful. People just sharing their stories. They didn't necessarily know each other very well, but a motto that emerged out of that I've used, which is called exchanging stories builds common ground. And I believe it. I don't know if there's anything else that does it quite as well as story.